Me thinking I was going to read 600 to 900 pages this weekend was delusional. It's the weekend, so I want to do a reading vlog because I have the next week off of work, so I don't feel as much pressure to get things done around the house or to just relax and watch some TV while mindlessly scrolling on Facebook. So I'm actually going to be sort of productive in a different way. It's NaNoWriMo, so I really should be focusing on that, but it's also a readathon in one of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of, so I want to try and participate in that and read as much as I possibly can. So my goal this weekend is to read between 600 to 900 pages, but I'm starting with Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I started this on the 1st of November. I read about 30 pages and then I didn't really have time to read because I was trying to write 5,000 words for Nano. So today I'm going to try and finish the book and then start something else or start something tomorrow. So if you don't know, this book follows a divorced couple as they kind of go through handling co-parenting and co-ownership of a restaurant and moving on from each other. It's a romance, so obviously there's a reason that we're following this couple, but it's interesting to see a couple that has already broken up and kind of what tore them apart. So there's Josiah and then there's Yasmin, and they went through a traumatic experience in their relationship that resulted in them not being able to be there for one another. And now they're both branching out and dating other people, and that's stirring up some old feelings. So it's interesting to see if or how these two are going to get together and exactly what their love story is going to look like as it re-progresses. Second chance love. This is my first time ever reading a second chance romance, and so far I'm really liking it. The writing is really easy to read, and there's a lot of characters in it that add to the story. Like, she has two friends that she's constantly talking to, and they also have two kids, and then there's little other people who pop in and out that are relevant to their lives. I think because they had an entire marriage and they built an entire life together, we're going to see a lot more from their relationship than I would say that we would see in like a YA or new adult. I finished my Starbucks, which was great. Did you know that they already have the holiday flavors out? That ice sugar cookie latte, chef's kiss. Just delicious. So I'm excited to get into the actual reading of the stories, and let's see how much I can knock out before I have to stop and make dinner or before I feel like I need to do some writing, because I'm trying to write like 2,500 words. This book is really sad. I knew it was about divorce, but I didn't realize how well Kennedy was gonna do at exploring this topic. I've been in a relationship for 6 years, so I know what it's like to build a life with someone, but witnessing that life fall apart and all the damage that could do to somebody is really intense. And it's emotional. I feel emotional for this couple. I feel heartbroken that love isn't enough for you to get through something. And I love that this story is talking about that, because I feel like with a lot of romances, we just explore them falling in love and them facing some sort of hardship, mostly miscommunication tropes. But this type of hardship that this couple face and the issues that they have to wade through are so deep and hard that it feels like a real authentic relationship, and I'm loving it. I'm on page 167 and I feel like I'm not sure how they're going to be able to come back together, because there's so much meat and bones that have to be digested first before they can even consider going for the dessert that is rebuilding their relationship. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what happens with this. And I am hopeful that they are going to be able to work things out and make their way back to each other. Me thinking I was going to read 600 to 900 pages this weekend was delusional. It was very delulu. It took me 2 hours to read 100 pages. It's 6 o'clock and I need to stop to write. And then I have to go out to dinner. No way. I can maybe get in another 100 pages today and then maybe 2 more 100 pages tomorrow. But baby, what was I thinking? This was not happening like this. So it's time for dinner and I have not read any more than the 100 pages that I read earlier, and I didn't even finish writing. So our dinner reservation's at 8. We'll probably get back at 9:30, 10. I still have to write 1,500 words. I still have to read 100 pages. I'm feeling like I'm gonna be up till 2 a.m., which is okay. I slept in this morning, so I can do it. It's just, this is not going as planned at all. Guys, I did it. I stayed up until 3 a.m., but I accomplished it. I finished reading this book. 280 pages yesterday. Not the 300 I was going for, but 280 pages knocked out to complete this story, and am I ever happy that I did. This was so good. This is 4.5 stars for me. It was a powerful story. Miss Ryan knows how to write pain. She knows how to describe suffering and growth and change and all the things that come along with becoming a better person. So I would definitely recommend this story if you're looking for a romance that's a little bit more complicated and requires more conversation and overcoming things than like a normal one would. But I am so excited. I am on track. If I just read 300 pages today, then I can definitely accomplish what I set out to do. So it is 3:27. I don't have anything else I have to do for the day. I already finished my word count. I might want to clean, but if that happens, I'll just read an audiobook. So I'm gonna start in on this story. You Make It Feel Like Christmas. I haven't heard anything about this. I don't even think I read the back of the book before I bought it. I just saw 2 black people and Christmas and I was like, this is for me. It's only about 200 pages, so it's going to be a pretty quick read. I'm hoping I can knock this out in like 2 to 3 hours and then find something else to dive into for the last 100 pages that I want to get done. But let's light a candle, grab some hot apple cider or cocoa, and let's jump into the story. I am halfway through this book and I have to say I am not enjoying it. I don't know if I'm book hungover from Before I Let Go or if it's the fact that this story is so rushed, but I am not having a good time. I understand it's 200 pages and I understand that a lot has to happen in those 200 pages, so everything needs to start happening a lot quicker. With that said, there's too many subplots for you to be blowing through this book like this. And on top of that, you introduce problems in this book and solve them in the same chapter. No, this takes time. There should be like a pause. They need to convince themselves. You can't bring up a thought and have it be resolved before the chapter is over. Then, on top of that, the story, I should have read the back of this book. The story is about a girl, Star, who's born into a family with 5 siblings and she has feelings about that. But on top of that, one of her sisters steals her ex-boyfriend and is marrying him, and she has to go to the wedding. Why? Why is this a storyline? And this is not my first time reading something like this. I read Mimi Grace's Make a Scene, and it had a very similar storyline where her cousin stole her boyfriend and now she has to go to their wedding. Why are they going to the wedding? I would riot. I would be so controversial. I would throw a fit if one of my family members stole my ex-boyfriend or my current boyfriend and then forced me to go to the wedding or be in the wedding. Horrible. Just horrible. But I don't know if it's how quickly everything is happening or if it's that I'm not invested in the characters, but I do not care about the romance. I don't know what I'm rooting for. I know I'm supposed to care if they end up together, but I really don't. I really don't. So I finished the book and it ended up being 172 pages. And, well, I can't say anything without giving a lot of stuff away. What I will say...
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
I don't have anything good to say about it. I didn't hate it. If you like a clean romance, this could be for you. You know, just trying to find the audience for this book. Because it wasn't bad, it just wasn't my cup of tea. The writing didn't jive with me and I disliked the storyline thoroughly. And it was a little bit insta-lovey for me too. But overall, yeah, I definitely was not a fan. I have about 4 or 5 hours left before I have to go to bed. And I have about 150 more pages to read if I want to reach my goal. So I'm going to read The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. I watched the movie of this on Netflix and I really enjoyed the movie. I felt like there was some context that was missing, or it felt a little bit rushed, as book to movie adaptations often feel to me. So I really wanted to read the book to get all of the layers that I didn't feel like were able to be flushed out enough. And I'm excited to check it out. I'm hoping I really like it because I am ready to stop reading. So this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. I'm only 40 pages into The Perfect Find and I am obsessed. I have laughed out loud 3 times. The banter between the main character Jenna and the love interest Eric is so good, and it's so on point because the fact that they are from different generations is definitely being shown. I knew it was an age gap romance because I watched the movie, which I'm not spoiling anything. I'm pretty sure it's on the back of the book. But actually seeing the age gap and seeing the way that they have these differences is absolutely beautiful. It's great. I feel like I'm not gonna sleep. I feel like I'm gonna end up reading this all night, but we shall see. The goal is to get to like 130 pages. So we'll see if we get to that or if we do more. I was talking mad crap last night about staying up late. I definitely did not stay up late. I didn't even get as many pages as I needed to get to 600. But with that said, I'm still proud of myself because I almost got to 600. I ended up reading 550 pages exactly. So I was about 50 pages short, but with everything that I had going on with NaNoWriMo and my dinner date and just general house stuff, I definitely am proud that I got to read that much this weekend. What I learned from this is that I can actually read for 4 hours straight. The most I've ever read before this was maybe 2.5 hours, and I spent at least one day 4 or 5 hours reading, and so I'm really proud of myself for that, and I think that that is an accomplishment in itself. This is kind of gearing me up to do a 24-hour readathon. I want to do one where I actually stay up the entire 24 hours and read from like noon to noon the following day to see how much I can do. And I actually for once think I'm going to be able to accomplish it. I mean, bold of me to assume that I can, but we can definitely give it a try, and maybe that weekend we can knock out 3 books as well, which will hopefully bring my book reading up this month than it normally is the 8 or 10 books that I can read. But I had a lot of fun, and for the most part I found books that I loved. I'm obsessed with The Perfect Find and Before I Let You Go, and I have come to terms with the fact that I spent 3 hours reading a book I did not like. It happens sometimes. It cannot be controlled, especially if you do not DNF books. You suffer through until you finish to say that you finished so that you can leave a review. But I'm excited to finish The Perfect Find. I'm excited to keep reading, and I'm so grateful that you stayed with me through this entire reading vlog if you got to this point. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.